Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Yomi. I make college, art, and travel related videos. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about what's been happening to me for the last 2 weeks. I'm sorry I'm not super energetic and my voice is very strange and muffled. But I've been super sick these past 2 weeks. So this summer I'm traveling to a country called Vanuatu within the country to different islands. Right now I'm on the island of Tana. Beautiful island. I'm staying at this nice guest house place in a nice little hut which is right behind me, and I'm filming on the grass. I've always wanted to film on the grass and around nature, which I don't really have a choice right now because there's no lights inside, so I have to film outside. But so a few weeks ago I was on an island called Pentecost in Vanuatu. It's another very rural island, which also doesn't have good access to medical care. I went to a waterfall and it was very pretty. I swam underneath and I saw some algae and some other pollutants in the water, and I didn't really think too much of it because I had swam and stuff like that before in Vanuatu, and I'm like, it's just water. So after swimming I felt really tired and I took a nap, and when I woke up I realized I didn't really feel well. So I had some more things to do that day on my itinerary, but I just said I'll try and do them tomorrow because I don't feel well. The next day I don't feel well. The next day I really don't feel well and my throat hurts, and I'm having trouble eating things. But I can still eat, but my throat just hurts and it hurts to swallow. So for the next few days I can eat things, but my throat sorry, it's hard to talk a lot and it's starting to hurt my throat. So for the next few days, I started being able to eat less and less until I couldn't eat anything. So I started feeling really bad, especially on the last day. And they kept on asking me if I wanted to go to the clinic, and I said no, which I would have said yes, but I knew that there probably wasn't good medical care on the island, which maybe there was, but they said clinic, which clinic doesn't sound like there's much to do, especially it's on a very rural island with not much resources. So I head out from that island because I was scheduled to go back to the city center, the main island of Ifate for 2 days. So as soon as I get to the airport, I'm hauled over on my suitcase. I feel so sick. Everyone's looking at me, the Chinese tourists. There are a lot of Chinese workers there doing stuff there. They're all looking at me. I just felt so bad. I was walking around, pacing around. I felt so sick. So I felt so sick. So on the plane ride back, it was so horrible. It was only 50 minutes back. Sorry, there's some smoke because there's a fire being burnt right now. But yeah, so the flight was only 45 minutes, which was really short, but it was horrible for me because it's a small plane, right? And I just did not feel well. So on the way back, my throat was hurting so much. And one thing I noticed before I went on the plane was that my jaw was hurting a little bit and my ears were hurting right when I was getting to the airport. So I was noticing, oh, maybe I have an ear infection, and maybe something dripping down my ear is causing my throat to hurt. That was what I was thinking. So when I'm on the plane and the plane is starting to descend 10 minutes before it lands, sorry, I'm coughing because I'm talking so much. But right before the plane starts to land, I can't hear anything. My ears start to hurt a lot. And it's the air pressure, and then I can't hear barely anything. I'm basically deaf. I can't hear anything. And I couldn't talk either. It was during that day when I started not being able to really talk. So I couldn't hear and I couldn't talk. I had my taxi rush me to the emergency room, which I knew that's what I wanted to be done. So he took me to the emergency room, picked up his kids from school, took me to the emergency room, and we went there. I'm like, oh, I think I have an ear infection and that's why I can't talk. And they're like, well, we can't check your ears here. We don't have anything to check your ears. And I'm like, in my head I'm thinking, this is like an emergency room. This is the main hospital on the main island of the capital, like the capital city of this country, and you don't have like anything to check my ears. Like in the US, the first thing they do, they weigh you, check your blood pressure, check your ears, and check your throat. So they couldn't check my ears. So they said you have to go to this section of the hospital outside, but the thing is it's closed right now. And I'm like, that's great. They're like, you have to go tomorrow, which I was like, I can't wait. So we tried to find a private doctor, which there was one like a minute drive away, a French clinic. So we enter the room and he starts speaking French, and then starts speaking to me in Bislama, the native language, which is fine because I speak both, but I prefer English. So he started speaking to me in English, which was better, since it's my native language. And he looked in my throat and he said I have tonsillitis, which I was like, okay. He said I had tonsillitis. He said I didn't have an ear infection. He said I had a bad case of tonsillitis. My throat was really red and swollen, and he gave me medicine. Well, I went to the pharmacy. It was open. We got the medicine. 2 out of the 3 prescriptions he gave, one of them they didn't have, and I started taking it. Started feeling better, and then my flight was in 2 days to go to Tana, which I'm like, I don't know if I can make it, but it was like expensive, so like I can't just not make my flight. So I came here, I started feeling better the morning of the flight. I get here, I'm not feeling the greatest, but I'm feeling better. The second day, I'm feeling worse. The third day, I'm still taking the medicine. I'm feeling even worse. The fourth day, I'm like, I need to go to the hospital in the morning. So it takes us like an hour to drive to the hospital. Once I'm here, like I'm just spitting. I can't eat, like they try and give me food. I can't eat. I can't swallow, I can't talk, I can't interact with people, I'm just sleeping, I feel so sick, and it was just horrible, and I was delusional because I couldn't eat, and I'm still a little bit delusional now because like I hadn't been eating, so like I like couldn't think straight, and was having these weird things where I was like kind of like not imagining, but I was envisioning myself as like someone who I wasn't, as if like, I don't know, like for instance, like last night when I was coughing and I had heartburn, I'm like, oh, that's so sad. He has heartburn. Like there was like another person in the same room as me who had heartburn that I felt bad for, as opposed to me having heartburn. So it was more of like I was always envisioning myself as 2 different people, and like, yeah, it was just really weird. I apologize. And I was seeing like colors in weird ways and geometric like objects like animated, and I was just like crazy. So anyways, we went to the hospital, and thankfully they said there was an abscess in my throat. So they got that out. They injected me with something and got the abscess out of my throat. With the doctor in the main center, and when I was in Port Vila, the main part of Vanuatu, he did say, come back in like 2 days before your flight. He said, come back in 2 days before your flight and let me see if there's an abscess in your throat. But my flight was at 6 in the morning, and I had to be there at 4 in the morning, so I couldn't go back. So there was an abscess in my throat. which was one of the reasons why I wanted to go to the doctor. Because, like, I had taken pictures of my throat, and I had seen the abscess. So I'm like, this isn't good. So they took it out. I started feeling better. They gave me more medicine. So I'd been taking medicine for, like, I've been taking medicine for, like, 8 days now. And the medicine makes me feel really sick. And it was, like, hard to swallow some of the medicine because my throat hurt. And it would take me a long time to take it. This medicine is easier because my throat was starting to feel better, so I can swallow it. But I've been feeling better slowly and slowly. But, like, I would take 4 doses of the medicine each day. Like, take 12 pills in total, or 13, 14 pills in total. After each dose, I would gag for, like, 30 minutes to an hour. Like, just gag, like spit and, like, mucus and phlegm. And that would be 4 times a day. And it would, like, feel horrible. And, yeah, I just felt so sick. It was horrible. And, like, the last dose is at 10 at night, which, if you don't know, Vanuatu gets dark at 5:45 at night. And there's no lights, like, in the facilities. So it's like there's absolutely nothing to do for, like, 6 hours. So, like, I'm just tired and I have to wait until 10 o'clock at night, just stay up, take the medicine, and I can't go right back to bed. Because then, like, if I lie down, I start coughing and, like, choking up, like, phlegm. And I start choking on my spit. Which that will happen sometimes. I'll just be lying in bed and I'll choke on my spit. And then I'll just wake up and have to rush outside and start, like, not vomiting, but, like, just, like, spitting. And it's just, like, horrible. So yeah, so I'll basically be spitting all day. And I vomited for the first time in my life since 3rd grade. Like, a few days ago. Because I took too much pain medication. Because I was taking a lot of pain medication because I was in pain. I haven't taken it in a while because I don't want to vomit again. But, yeah, it was horrible. I would have to always rush up, wake up at 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 12 in the p.m. because I would just be, like, on the verge of vomiting, or I'd be just throwing up, like, phlegm or mucus, and then I couldn't breathe, and then I was coughing on my spit, and then it was just horrible. And so I'm recovering right now. Today is the second to last day of me taking my medicine. I can drink stuff and it doesn't hurt. I can swallow and it doesn't hurt. I can talk I can talk a little bit. I'm not spitting as much. The reason I'm spitting so much right now is because I'm talking so much. This is the most I've talked in the last 2 weeks. I can't talk loudly. This is the loudest I can talk. Yeah, so I'm getting better. But I honestly just wanted to die. Like, this is the worst I've ever felt in my life. And it was just tonsillitis, and I literally thought, like, I just want to die. Like, please. It was horrible. So, like, being sick in a country that you've never been in before that doesn't really have access to medical care in some places. Thankfully, they could help me with my tonsillitis on this very rural island, but I was very surprised. But it's very scary. You're all alone. I'm 20 years old, and this is my first time, like, living in a very rural place all by myself. And it's scary. And then you get a sickness. It's like you can get tonsillitis in the US, but this is a really bad case of tonsillitis, and it's prolonged. It's not supposed to last this long. So I'm just happy that I'm recovering, and I'm happy to start exploring soon, because I've been in Tana for about, like, almost a week now, and I haven't done anything except be sick. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching and listening, and make sure to like make sure to comment, and make sure to subscribe, and check out more videos of me traveling, going to school, taking classes, and making art, and I appreciate it. Thank you.